Welcome to Thursday. We've almost made it to the weekend. So this week, we've been talking about the order of operations. Today, we're going to continue that, but put a kind of a spin on it. So we're going to be taking our numerical expressions, which remember numerical means numbers. So our number expressions, and turning those into words, and then turning our words into numerical expressions. So first, how would you verbalize, and verbalize is just a fancy word for saying in words, the following numerical expressions? You would say 12 times 1 or 12 multiplied by 1. What about this one? 8 minus 8 or 8 take away 8. How about this one? 3 plus 7 or 7 added to 3. This one is 4 divided by 2. 144 divided by 12. And 1 times 6. Even though it's in the parentheses, we just say 1 times 6, or we can say 1 multiplied by 6. It would be the same thing. So now, we need to talk about some of our math vocabulary words. So what does the word sum mean? Sum is the answer to an addition problem. So if I ask for the sum, that means that you're adding. What about the difference? The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Find the difference between the numbers. So you're subtracting. Product. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. The product of 5 and 3 is 15. And quotient. Quotient is the answer to a division problem. So you may see these words in what we're doing today, and you need to know what they mean. So let's look at some examples. How would I write the following as a numerical expression? So I'm going to see words, and I need to turn those words into a number sentence. It says divide 36 by 6, then add 10. So I need to remember my order of operations, and that will be the way that I put my numbers in order. So I know that division comes before addition. So my number sentence or numerical expression is going to read 36 divided by 6. Then I'm going to add 10. So 36 divided by 6 plus 10. That's what matches with my words. Let's do another one. Subtract 2 from 6, then add 3. So I know working left to right, if I come across subtraction first, I have to do that. So my problem is 6 minus 2 plus 3. I took my words and turned them into numbers. One more. Add 6 and 2, then multiply by 4. So if I remember my order of operations, I somehow have to make it to where I have to add 6 and 2 before I multiply by 4. And I can do that by adding parentheses. So if I put my 6 plus 2 in parentheses, I have to do that before I multiply by 4. Subtract the product of 5 and 3 from 36. Well, I remember the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 3 and take that product and subtract it from 36. So I know the order of operations, I have to do multiplication first. So even though my problem says 36 minus 5 times 3, I have to complete 5 times 3 first. All right, let's switch it around a little bit. How would I verbalize or say it in words the following numerical expression? So I'm going to flip-flop what I just did. I was taking words and putting them in numbers. Now I'm taking numbers and putting them in words. Find the sum of 51 and 43, then multiply by 2. So the first thing I have to do is find the sum, which means I have to add 51 and 43, then multiply that by 2. Well, I have to be able to add first, so I have to add those parentheses in. So I have 51 plus 43 in parentheses times 2. All right, let's look at the next one. Divide 20 by 2, then multiply by 3. And my problem says 20 divided by 2 times 3. Step by step, that's what it just told me to do. Find the sum of 12 and 24, then add the sum of 11 and 16. So I have 2 parts to this one. So I remember sum means that I have to add. So find the sum of 12 and 24, then add the sum of 11 and 16. So in order to do this, I have to add both of those parts in parentheses. 12 plus 24 in parentheses, plus 11 plus 16 in parentheses. Now I'm taking a scenario or a story problem and turning that into a numerical expression. Marco had 22 baseball cards. He gave 6 away, then he bought 11 more. Well, I know that if you give something away, you're subtracting it. So my expression is going to start with 22 minus 6. But then it says he bought 11 more. More means that I'm adding. So I know if I go buy more of something at the store, I have more of it. So my problem is going to read 22 minus 6 plus 11. Now in this one, you don't really need the parentheses because we're following the order of operations. You would get the same answer. All right. Same thing. Josue ran 3 miles every day for 3 weeks. Well, if Josue is running 3 miles every day, a week has 7 days in it. So I know I'm going to have to multiply 3 times 7. But because he runs for 3 weeks, I have to multiply my product of 3 and 7 by 3. So I have 3 times 3 times 7. And my 3 times 7 is in the parentheses.